Affairs, the decades-old negotiations finally complete, outlining for both countries nautical boundaries. Here's Cyan Thompson.
It's been almost 40 years in the making. Deputy Prime Minister Brent Simonet calling it a complex and tedious process. The Delimitation Agreement signed Monday by the Bahamas and Cuba now results in an invisible line in the ocean that separates the Bahamas' maritime space from Cuba's. The agreement is in accordance with the United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Sea.
On the 29th of September this year, Cabinet approved the agreement. Shortly after the Prime Minister met with the Ambassador to say his farewell, from when many are aware he leaves on Wednesday. So no doubt for us in the Bahamas and Cuba, this is a very special event. I said it defines our territories, defines where our national boundaries are, our rights, etc. We can talk about, no doubt you'll hear more of it, hydrocarbon exploration, etc. We talk about our national security and the issues that are more ways of affecting our law enforcement, and also working on technical and cooperation agreements between ourselves.
While there has been some compromise on both sides in establishing what territory belongs to the Bahamas, the country has been able to claim almost 100,000 square nautical miles of ocean space. But the obvious interest for both countries is the possibility of oil being found in its waters.
So we now know that up to this point in the line, we can issue licenses on this side, and they'll be able to issue licenses on this side. In the case of Cuba, it's actually the same company that's drilling on both sides, or may drill on both sides.
Meantime, the Bahamas is in discussions on delimitation agreements with other countries, including Haiti and the United States. Cyan Thompson, ZNS News.
Well, the month of October is National Youth Month, and this evening we're joined by Darren Turnquest, the new Director of Youth. First of all, good evening and thanks for being here.
Good evening. Thank you for the invitation.
I was in the area of Clifford Park yesterday afternoon, and young people and adults appeared to be having so much fun and just like huge amounts of people. How successful was yesterday's Youth March and Rally?
Well, Shanique, to say the least, the Youth March was extremely successful. Thousands of young people came out and demonstrated truly what young people are doing in this country and how positive our young people are and how they're involved with positive things. When I arrived on right by Ross Corner, I was told that the parade, the last group, was just entering Bay Street. So that just shows you how many young people we had out there on the parade yesterday, and the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture is extremely excited about our young people being engaged in this positive event.
Now, of course, crime is a concern for everyone. The months leading up to now, we have 104 murders. What is the attitude toward crime from young people in your estimation?
Shanique, I think our young people are extremely aware of the crime issue that we have in this country, but I think more importantly, our young people are also aware that the minority of young people are the individuals who are involved in crime. The majority of them are really out there doing positive things. I think yesterday's march was a true demonstration of how positively involved our young people are, and to make certain that we make reference to that as we go through National Youth Month and as we go through the entire year of 2011.
And what initiatives does your department have to reach or rescue those young people that are falling through the cracks and aren't doing as well?
Well, I think the initiatives that we have going on now, we're going to continue some of those same initiatives. We do have our self-starter program that allows for young people to be entrepreneurs rather than simply being idle if they're unemployed. We also have our Fresh Start program that works with marginalized young people within the school system. But also we have a number of programs and a number of organizations. We have over 300 plus registered organizations within the ministry, youth organizations that is, and we want to make certain that rather than being a reactive ministry, we're a proactive ministry in making certain that we engage our young people in positive activities. This year our theme is Get Involved 242. And so a part of that is we want to make certain that the young people are aware of what is out there for them to do so that they can know, here's something I can do. I can go and I can be involved in rangers, I can be involved in guides, making them aware so that they can take part and they can be engaged.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you have heard this. Many people say the graduates of today are unemployable. Many of them, of course not all of them, many of them. What are you doing to try and lift the standard and to get people or get them prepared for the job market?
Well, during this Youth Month, we've started a Youth Empowerment Day, and I hope to extend that day throughout the month and throughout the year. But what Youth Empowerment Day really does is we're geared towards 9th and 10th graders, and we're taking them into Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institution, who's one of our partners this year with National Youth Month. And that's really to showcase the opportunities, the number of opportunities available to those young persons who might not be academic, who might be academic, but decide that they want to take the more technical route. We recognize that some of our young people are leaving high school not with the academic requirements or not interested in pursuing the traditional careers. And so what do they do when they haven't pursued those traditional careers? Are they aware of the opportunities for training and development? And our ministry really operates as a bridge ministry for other ministry and organizations so that we can showcase what is out there for these young people not to be idle, because we know where there's idle hands, we know that not so much good work is being done. And so we really want to publicize the opportunities and make certain that our young people are engaged in these opportunities. We ask for the media to join us on the 12th of October at BTVI so that you can see the numbers that are there, and so that individuals who are within the community and who are not engaged at this particular point can recognize these opportunities, utilize these opportunities, become engaged, and not become a statistic.
Thank you very much, Darren Turnquist, new Director of Youth. Good talking to you. We have to move right on. Shifting gears, some problems arising from the Bahamas Public Services Union's elections held last Friday. Members of Katrina Marsh's presidential team today are up in arms with the results, which they claim do not reflect what the members want.
Prior to the elections, we raised serious concerns about duplication of ballots, which we discovered the evening before the election. Therefore, we went into the Labor Department early that morning to make them aware of this and see if there was some way that something could be done about it prior to these elections actually taking place. We were unsuccessful in getting anything done at that time. And since then, the election has taken place. We have not gotten any unofficial count of any of the ballots. So therefore, we have requested a Labor to oversee a recount of the ballots. Up to sometime this evening, we have not been given the go-ahead. That's not been done. However, we are now told that the recount will be done again.
Meantime, the Department of Labor confirming that a dispute was filed with them Monday morning, and they are investigating the claims. Marsh is hoping that her team gets clear-cut answers.
What we are seeing to is the fair process. We want to see to it that the wishes of the members is reflected from the polling that has taken place. If that was not done, then there should be a repolling, another election. It was a bit of a rough spot when we were insisting upon the fact that a recount should be done. Of course, the incumbents were not very pleased to hear about that. They were not in agreement with it, and we did have some bit of a resistance from Labor also, sadly.
And here's this feel-good story to share with you. If you thought there weren't any honest people left in the Bahamas, well, here's a little story that shows there are. 14-year-old Donique McPhee and her grandparents went to McDonald's at Palmdale for breakfast on Saturday. Donique mistakenly left her handbag in the restaurant and didn't realize until 2 hours later. When she and her grandparents returned to the McDonald's at Palmdale, her bag was safely secured by management, who told her a customer turned it in. Now get this, when she opened the bag, her jewelry, cell phone, and other personal items were still inside. So goodwill still abounds in our Bahamas.